Imagine controlling your computer, your smartphone, or your entire smart home using nothing but your thoughts. No typing required, no voice commands needed, no physical interaction whatsoever. Welcome to the bleeding-edge reality of brain-computer interfaces. Decades, the concept of a neural implant existed exclusively in the realm of deep sci-fi thrillers and cyberpunk novels. Today, it is physical hardware actively undergoing rigorous human clinical trials. We are officially witnessing the birth of the telepathic era. Companies like Neuralink N1 and Precision Neuroscience are leading a radical charge to merge the human brain directly with artificial intelligence. And why is this massive shift happening right now? The exponential growth in silicon microfabrication and advanced neural decoding algorithms has finally breached the biological barrier. The human brain operates through complex electrical signals, firing rapidly across 86 billion neurons. Until very recently, tapping into that dense signal required massive, clunky lab equipment or highly invasive skull surgeries with extreme rejection rate. The legacy barrier is completely gone. We have officially engineered the ultimate bridge between biological wetware and digital silicon. And this is not just another modest incremental upgrade to your existing smartphone. This is the next great paradigm shift in human biological evolution. The physical keyboard is dead. The traditional computer mouse is obsolete. The next great zero-latency input device is your own motor cortex. We are moving from external hardware tools into the era of internal neural integration. If you ignore this massive technological wave, you ignore the entire future trajectory of the human species. Let's look under the hood of this revolutionary neural hardware. How does a microchip actually read your thoughts and translate them into digital action? Take Neuralink's flagship N1 implant as the prime hardware example. N1 is a fully wireless, coin-sized device hermetically sealed in a biocompatible enclosure. It replaces a small circular section of your skull, sitting completely flush with the surrounding bone. Dropping down from this chip are 64 ultra-flexible, microscopic polymer threads. These threads are much thinner than a human hair and practically invisible to the naked eye. Together, they contain exactly 1,024 independent active recording electrodes. And these electrodes are precision inserted directly into your specific motor cortex by an advanced surgical robot. The robot acts exactly like a hyper-accurate sewing machine, dodging delicate blood vessels to minimize brain tissue damage. Once deeply embedded, these electrodes detect the tiny electrical spikes generated by your individual neurons when you simply imagine moving your hand. The N1 chip captures these raw analog brainwaves, digitizes them locally, and transmits the data via Bluetooth energy. This dense digital signal is instantly beamed to a localized machine learning model running on a companion app. And the software utilizes deep artificial neural networks to decode those complex brain states in mere milliseconds. If you simply imagine dragging a heavy cursor to the left, the ML model recognizes that specific neural firing pattern instantly. It immediately outputs the corresponding API command directly to the computer's underlying operating system. The execution latency is practically zero. It is raw, unfiltered, completely symmetrical bandwidth between human wetware and digital software. This is not science fiction magic. This is pure, high-performance bioelectrical engineering. The immediate real-world impact of this technology is already causing massive disruptions inside the global medical sector. We are moving far beyond theoretical laboratory experiments and simple animal testing. Real human patients are permanently implanted with this advanced hardware in clinical environments today. Consider the absolute milestone case of Nolan Arbaugh, the first official Neuralink human patient. Nolan was completely paralyzed from the shoulders down due to a severe diving accident causing spinal cord injury. Before his surgical implant, interacting with a computer required a clumsy physical mouth-thick or unreliable voice recognition software. And post-surgery, everything changed dramatically for him. By simply visualizing internal physical movement, Nolan was able to instantly control a digital computer cursor. The neural tracking latency was incredibly low. Played complex video games like Civilization 6 and Mario Kart against completely healthy human opponents. He rapidly browsed the internet, read personal emails, and scrolled through social media with absolute digital independence. This is a monumental breakthrough for treating severe quadriplegia, ALS, and debilitating spinal cord injuries. And we are officially bypassing completely broken biological pathways and routing pure motor intent directly into silicon chips. Competitor companies like Synchron are using less invasive stents placed inside the brain's jugular vein to achieve similar communication goals. Precision neuroscience is utilizing a unique microelectrode array that simply rests directly on top of the brain's delicate surface without penetrating tissue. The intense race to dominate the lucrative medical BCI space is heavily funded and accelerating violently. We are rapidly approaching the day when physical human paralysis is completely decoupled from digital immobility. This technology effectively restores profound human agency to those brutally trapped inside their own non-functioning physical bodies. But these miraculous medical applications are just the absolute starting line for this technology. The massive long-term vision for brain-computer interfaces extends deep into the global consumer market. Imagine a near future where you do not physically use a smartphone at all because your neocortex is directly connected to the cloud. We are talking about literal, high-bandwidth digital telepathy. You could effortlessly send complex abstract thoughts, raw emotional states, and vivid visual memories directly to another person's brain instantly. Traditional language barriers will completely vanish as raw conceptual thoughts are transmitted and decoded automatically by the implant. And the technological integration goes much further than simple human-to-human communication. Neuralink's ultimate stated company goal is to achieve a true biological symbiosis with artificial general intelligence. Right now, humanity is severely bottlenecked by our sluggish physical input modes. We can read visual information incredibly fast, but we output data extremely slowly through clumsy biological thumbs tapping on tiny glass screens. A neural BCI shatters that biological bottleneck completely. By integrating a powerful AI assistant directly into your visual field, active conscious thought stream, the sharp divide between human intelligence and raw machine compute dissolves, and you could theoretically query an advanced AI and receive an instant downloaded block of dense knowledge directly into your active memory. Learning a new complex skill or foreign language might eventually mirror famous sci-fi scenes directly from the Matrix. Elon Musk heavily argues this high-bandwidth AI integration is absolutely necessary for the long-term survival of the human species. If we cannot possibly beat hyper-intelligent AI machines, we must literally physically merge with them. The daily consumer BCI will transform us from isolated biological islands into an interconnected global hive mind operating at the sheer speed of light. We are currently standing on the absolute edge of the most profound technological cliff in human history. The core philosophical concept of what exactly constitutes a human being is fundamentally changing right before our eyes. Neural implants will inevitably shift from being highly experimental medical devices to absolute consumer necessities for economic survival. It will immediately spark fierce geopolitical debates surrounding raw cognitive privacy, extreme new social inequality, and the terrifying prospect of unregulated brain hacking. If the global financial elite can afford to directly upgrade their sheer intelligence and memory capacity physically, the societal divide will become permanently biological, and the exact development timeline is moving exponentially faster than mainstream industry analysts originally predicted. Neuralink aggressively aims to implant thousands of everyday human patients within the next few short years. Synchron already has multiple human patients safely operating standard Apple devices using their proprietary neural stents. The critical internal silicon structure is heavily built. The complex machine learning decoders are aggressively trained and refined. Massive FDA regulatory barriers are slowly but surely fracturing. The long age of biological cognitive limits is rapidly coming to a violent end. And are you mentally prepared to physically integrate your own mind with artificial intelligence? The technological singularity is not just a distant, abstract software concept anymore. It is physical hardware surgically embedded into your skull. If you want to survive the coming massive shockwave of technological disruption, you need absolute clarity. You need raw factual signal, completely stripped of all the distracting internet noise. NeonSync AI is your primary tracking radar for navigating this highly chaotic future. We relentlessly track these explosive breaks so you stay consistently ahead of the curve. Hit the subscribe button right now and activate notifications to join the exact front line of the telepathic revolution. Let's collectively build the future, one high-speed minute at a time.